He's had his feet back on solid ground for some time now, but now for the first time since his trip to space, Chris Hadfield is back on Canadian soil. He was in Ottawa today visiting the Canadian Space Agency, and he finally revealed what his next journey will be. Mike Armstrong has the story.
Chris Hadfield is still a little wobbly, but it didn't show as he walked into the Canadian Space Agency to a hero's welcome. After 5 months without gravity, his body's not back to normal, and he admits when he got to this part of his speech, he was nervous he might faint.
I've decided to retire from government service.
Less than a month removed from what he calls the pinnacle of his career, Chris Hadfield is hanging up his space helmet. After 3.5 decades and a career that began as a military pilot and then took him to space 3 times, Hadfield is ready for something new. As an astronaut, he spent most of his time shuttling between Canada, the U.S., and Russia, and he wants to come home.
Making good on a promise I made to my wife 30 years ago that, yes, eventually we would live back in Canada, and I'm looking forward to the next phase of life.
It may be fitting that Hadfield notified the space agency back in March from space. It's been a tightly kept secret, with everyone instead focused on the 5-month mission. While now back on Earth, Hadfield is somewhat focused on his health. His body won't be back to normal for a few months, but life on Earth is comfortable psychologically. Much safer, he says, than living on a space station peppered constantly by meteorites.
I mean, I looked up once and saw a hole in one of the solar arrays and kind of thought, oh, glad that missed, because if it hits the pressure vessel, then, we're done.
Hadfield met the Prime Minister this morning and spent part of the weekend in the national capital. He's finding he has a little notoriety he has to get used to.
People feel that they know me because of all of the work we did. People are proud of being Canadian because of what I represent.
Hadfield will continue his outreach with the Canadian Space Agency, passing on his experiences even after his retirement, but it will be official in 1 month. He's going to relax a bit this summer, but does have some big events. He'll be parade marshal at the Calgary Stampede, and he'll be on Parliament Hill on Canada Day, and he confirms he'll be singing. Mike Armstrong, Global News, St. Hubert, Quebec.